Hi, this is Arya. Please subscribe to Talk System.
So thank you so much for joining us today on this episode. So I am
No
Aditya.
way.
I'll be your host. I'll be host for the evening, and this will be predominantly more in English and a little bit of Tamil. Just because I want your knowledge and your experience and your teachings to reach a lot more people than our audience. And of course, for your audience and for your Tamil fans, there'll be some Tamil questions in which you'd have to answer
Okay.
only in Tamil. Only in Tamil. Yeah.
Okay.
So
நான் ட்ரை
starting.
பண்றேன் தமிழ் கொஞ்சம் தெரியும் but not too much.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's completely fine. So starting off with before all this actors or becoming a professional in this industry, what was your dream? What was your dream, and what did you really want to be when you, as a kid, as a 10th kid, as a 12th kid? What did you really want to become in life?
So my parents are doctors. My dad is a urologist, that's a kidney surgeon, and my mother is a physiotherapist. And I'm an entire family of doctors and engineers. Everybody in my family is the typical middle class doctors, engineers, non-cinema background. So obviously my parents they were not very keen on me being an actor. But as a kid, anyways, I didn't want to be an actor or anything. I was always very fascinated, and I've always looked up to my dad like every normal girl. So I always wanted to be a doctor. But I realized that you have to study a lot. And I saw my father, he was studying almost till the age of 40. So
Yeah.
my father himself was not okay with me being a doctor because he's like, you just waste your entire life just studying. And so then the best option my dad thought was that I should become something else. And I was a good student. I'm very good at math. I'm very good at science. So I always had the marks. So in my 10th standard also have good marks. I took science. After
Okay.
that, I had marks for engineering, and my at that point in time after 12th standard, I wanted to join the Air Force. I wanted to become a pilot, not necessarily Air Force. So my father said, "You have the marks, so why don't you become an engineer instead of doing BSc or BA or anything of that sort? Because engineering is a good degree, and if you want to be a pilot, it's the best degree to take because it will help you." And I got convinced. So I took up engineering, and though it was not very fun, I didn't enjoy it so much in the first year. In the first year, I didn't enjoy it at all. And then after I cleared my first year and I got into core engineering, I kind of started enjoying it. So I finished my engineering in exactly 4 years, unlike most engineers. And and I have a first class in electrical engineering from Pune
Wow.
University. Yeah. And then it was like I didn't get through Air Force. Air Force didn't take me. So it was like a setback in my life as a career because that's what I was aspiring to be, and I couldn't be in the Air Force. So after that, I just told my father this engineering degree could be just lying. It's going to just lie in the cupboard. I don't want it anymore. And this, I'm just going, like I'm just doing something else. And I used to have a lot of fascination for Film Institute, which is in Pune. I used to pass Film Institute Pune a lot because that's exactly where I live. So I was very fascinated by Film and Television Institute of India. And so I just said I want to act, and my parents were against acting completely. But I said I'll just give the entrance, let's see what happens. And I cleared the entrance, and after that, I didn't ask my father anything. I just got it
Wow,
straight.
that's great.
My parents. So they were very upset. After that, they were like, "You do what you want to do with your life. Don't even ask us." So yeah, and then after that, it's history. I mean, after I finished FTI, I was working in Bombay Television, and I just got an offer by chance because somebody saw my pictures with a photographer in Pune, and he took my pictures to Vivian Talkies. They liked my pictures. They took an audition with me, and they liked me, so we signed the film immediately and started shooting in 1 month. So SMS was shot in 8 months.
8 months.
We did not know what is going to happen with the film because Rajesh sir was new, Jiva was new. I mean, Jiva was coming back from his honeymoon, so He was, and he had not had a hit for a long time. So for him, it was like again, he really needed a good film, basically.
Yeah.
And Talkies was new, first film, my first film. So everybody's first film actually. It was just like a unexpected hit. Nobody expected the hit at all.
No, I just want to. I just had this question. Like, I don't prepare this right now because right now, this was there. Like, as you said, I want to be a producer. If you notice, in as an entire as an industry, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, producers are coming down. There are very less producers and the very less players who are ready to invest money in movie and get it delivered. So, what is the thought behind you want to be a producer? Like, just as you mentioned here, I want to know, like, what
So
made you
I
to?
I didn't say I want to be a financer because being a financer obviously is a heart attack
Yeah,
every
there's a difference. There's a difference.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I might want to be a producer because I can understand, I can cost cut on a lot of things that I think are right. Most people cut costs on actors only, so actors don't end up earning anything. But producer, I mean, this is on my mind, but I'm not sure I will end up doing it either. Not financer for sure, because financiers get a heart attack after a release of every film, and especially if you're acting with a star, it is like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Okay. Like moving on further. So we as a cinema, we are associated with cinema. I am associated with cinema through actors. Like I interview actors and I associate myself with them because when I interact with them, I get to learn a lot from them. Today I got to learn about what FTI is and how powerful is FTI is. As an actor, what have you learned till date? Like something apart from acting, apart from knowing people around, but what does this industry has taught you as a person to
No,
use it in your personal life for the growth?
so I know my craft, okay, because I'm from an institute, but the politics of it, the politics of the
Mm-hmm.
industry, and people in general. I mean, as an actor, you should understand people and behavioral patterns. But politics is very difficult to handle, and sometimes it can get to you. You can see so much
Very true,
happening
very
to.
true, very true.
So it's not everybody's cup of tea. And then, yeah, I mean, if you belong to a film fraternity family, it is a huge difference in your life. Let me not use the word nepotism, but yeah,
Nepotism.
but
The highly
that's
used word.
there everywhere and everybody's talking about it. Yeah, because those people do get chances. Let's face it. I mean, those people, till they make it, they will get chances. If your film flops, you'll get 30 films till the time you make a name, you will still get chances. But the others have to keep proving in every film, and in spite of that, you might just get kicked off easily. So it is not easy, obviously. Uh, yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, is there any is the equality factor still existing in this industry? In general, I'm not talking with any perspective. General.
See, nobody can stop your film being a hit. If it's an organic hit, you can make film hits because there are people who buy off theaters and all the tickets in the theaters. And if they have the money to make a 30 crore film or a 100 crore film, they have the money to buy off all the tickets in the theater also. So they keep separate money to buy these tickets so that they can prove that it was a box office hit. So these are all the different games of making a film hit. There are other ways of not other people growing. So if you don't want someone to grow, what you do is just buy all the theaters and don't let the other person's films release at all. Don't make sure that that person doesn't get a theater to release his film at all. So when there is no competition, there is only one film releasing, which is yours. People are bound to go and see your film because there's nothing else to watch, and then they end up watching that only film, and then that film becomes a hit. So these are all different strategies of making a film hit, which normal people do not understand. And you can't stop these things. I mean, people who have power and money, you can't stop them at all.
I mean, are you trying to say that if, for example, if I am a big producer, I have a lot of money with me, and I do have some political support with me, so I have the capacity to curb a film down, even though the content is good, and I have the capacity to. That's what I'm
That
trying
is
to say, right? I mean,
that is what is called the Bollywood mafia, so called in Bollywood. where you just do not allow any other artist to grow, even if it's like if they're small directors and small actors making a film, then if you don't let that film release because you are in contact with every producer, every distributor, so you don't let that film release, and then that what happens is that person's money is definitely gone, time is gone, energy is gone, but they get nothing in return, and the careers just fizzle out. And it's a very planned game. It's not something like you can't fight these things. A normal human being who's talented, who doesn't have the money or the power to fight these things, cannot do anything. You just have to succumb to it. It's very difficult. They're all connected. It's a lobby. They're all connected, and they all listen only to each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And repeatedly, there were a lot of articles, books you have read across the time, and there were a period where this was exposed to the public, and the government walked in and they did some reforms and they put in some orders. I agree, everything is still going on, but I believe that mafia gang is still operating. Like I have.
They all connected. You'll write 2 articles, people will forget about it. It's like if an MLA's son rapes a girl, normal middle class girl, the story goes on for some time, then people forget about it. He comes out of the jail and it goes on. I mean, the world is nasty and the world will go on like this. It's not something you can change. You can just try to create a reform, but it will just go on like that. You have to just have money and power, and that's it. That's the truth of the whole thing.
Do you still feel that content films have a bigger hand when it comes to releasing with a star, assuming that a star movie releasing and there is a very good content? Which one do you think will have a bigger hand?
So I'll tell you, for example, my film, I did Madurai Sambhavam, which was my second film. So the film was very good, but I was the hero. And if that film had any other hero, like a big star, probably that film would have really done well. But what is important is that you need to have big stars and the films do well, because these people have managed to create an image which is loved by everyone, and that also needs money. Like if you have to create an image for yourself, you have to have the money to promote yourself constantly, so that people eventually love you.
Branding.
Yeah. So that's the game. That's how it is.
So just to put it in context, so there are certain films which are still being shelved, and if you look at those film contents are really good. So is there any film in your career which you have completely shot for it and the content is really good, but due to certain circumstances the film could not come out because of it could be anything? Is there any movie like that in your career?
No, so I did few films. Luckily, I always chose films which I knew are going to release for sure, because it was important, because I'm not somebody from the industry. So for me to have a constant release also was important. But there was one film called Vyuham with Ajmal that I did, which came and went off. We don't know of it. But as you were asking me, for people who have great content and want to release films and they have issues doing all this, or probably have money issues, today luckily Netflix is out, and Netflix is giving such a great platform to all these kind of creative people, where you don't have to depend on anyone. And if not even Netflix, you can just go to YouTube, start a channel and start showing your films. So today the gap between the audience and an artist has reduced tremendously. Like people with TikTok, everybody just downloads a TikTok or starts a YouTube channel, puts their content, and if their content is right, they are celebrities in no time. I mean, I know so many of these celebrities who have become celebrities by themselves. They have not waited for any producer, director, nothing. They write their own scripts, they act in their own scripts, and people start writing content. And then this content gets so popular that they become so popular that these days film stars go to their channels to promote their films. So the world luckily is changing. You're not dependent. That entire monopoly and gang system is dissolving because they have no choice. I mean, obviously, even then, still people will wait for the big star of films to come out and probably wait for them and want to watch them. But it depends. Luckily, you can choose what you want to watch at the end of the day. Like I don't watch a lot of big films. I only watch festival films. I watch Netflix. I watch world cinema. So for me, I don't waste my money on theaters and big star films because I don't care for them. For me, it's content, and that's what gives me joy
Okay.
also to watch. So it's a choice. What to watch, what to hear is your ears and your eyes are yours. You can decide what to do with it.
There's a difference between a festival movie and there's a difference between a commercial movie. Festival in the sense award ceremonies, like Oscars and the Cannes. Those films are in separate category. Their standards are in a separate league.
Yeah.
So, which film has inspired you so much? I'm talking about the festival movies, the movies you've watched, the classic ones.
Oh God, don't ask me like that because what happens is every festival, I watch every Mami. Goes over like 7 days in a week, and I watch 6 films in a day. So like it's like to remember like that is very difficult because every festival I'm so impressed by so many films, and it's not always for the acting because I end up watching the cinematography, I end up watching the edit. So the film is a whole experience, and sadly, like I used to watch films as a kid where I was to just watch the film and like it for the script or the acting. It's no more that now. Now it's like horror films also. I don't get scared because I'm busy watching the makeup, I'm busy watching the camera angles and the lighting and all that. So film watching has become a different experience for me completely. And I don't remember any particular film as such, but every festival I'm sure to be there. Like there's a Mami in Bombay, I definitely will be at a Mami, and I will watch films like from 7 in the morning to late 2 o'clock and then barely sleep, and I'm that kind of fanatic. So yeah.
No, which is that one character or which you think, I really wanted to play this if given an
I think
opportunity.
at the moment I'm tripping on Money Heist and the Professor.
Yeah, everybody's
It's not
the
going out of my
professor.
head. I'm waiting for part 5. I'm dying to see it. And yeah, at the moment that's it. But I can't like recall a role or something like that. Immediately I can't. No. But a lot of our Indian films also, like Radhika Apte's, that film was so good where she was schizophrenic. I mean, our actors are also so good, yeah. I mean, I
And
can't
what
recall.
is no, as an actor who belongs to the Indian film industry, who's by far the second or the third most largest industry in terms of world cinema, what do you think in an actor? What is stopping us from making such movies? What do you think that? Why do you think that India is yet to represent? Sorry,
Audience. Our films are made
bang
for the
on.
audience.
Bang
So our
on. I was expecting this someone to say this. Bang on.
yeah,
I mean,
audience
I
decides
appreciate that.
what should be made, because at the end of the day we cannot make something that will not sell, because then what's the use of spending that kind of money? Finally everything comes down to money. So if you are putting in money, you want to earn that money back, and that will happen only if the viewership is going to be high, and so it has to be culturally accepted by the audience. And so people make like Barjatia films because people love watching weddings and like, but they don't want to watch something like a drug trafficking film somewhere, or a money heist kind of thing where there's a like a bank is getting looted. Nobody wants to watch that. But depends, some good, but again then language barriers, culture barriers, there are a lot of things. So audience is definitely the number one reason why our films are like this.
Now, do you think these OTT platforms will change that? Do you think it will break the barrier? The audience might like, or audience might start, loving the subjects. Do you think there's a possibility?
No, so luckily by OTT platform, what has happened is people like me who were starving for content and didn't want to watch any of the stupid crap films that get made commercially. I don't want to even waste my money or 3 hours over any of that crappy stuff, because entertainment, the definition of entertainment for me is different. Now that's a very personal choice. Not everybody is a film student. Not everybody is looking for the creative behind filmmaking. So I can't expect everyone to be like me. But the people like me who were starving for good cinema and international content, are definitely satiated because I don't need to go somewhere else. I can just download a Netflix, give the monthly subscription, and I can easily watch something which I really want to watch or is more interesting to me. So people like me are definitely happy because of the OTT platform. And obviously people like who are creative and who want to put their films ahead across uh, can just make their films and just put it across. Yeah, like so easy now. You don't have to wait for any and spend so much money, make a film, wait for a distributor, and then see if the film does well and earn your money. I mean, it's that long tedious process has cut down. I mean, I have so many friends who made films with their own money and are crying today for putting that money in. So, yeah.